Hey friends, Editing JC here. I have some information along with a warning about this portion of the course. The information is that if you check the description, there's going to be a link to a Google Doc, and it is a written version of the cleansing which I mentioned in this video. So if you just want to print that out, screenshot it, or just visit it whenever you'd like, it saves a lot of time from rewatching the video. Now, the warning is that you are not supposed to undergo heaven's gates until you have done the preliminaries of permanent peace, which is the blossoming and the foundation. The blossoming reduces a significant amount of physical noise within the body. Along with that, it instills stretching into your daily life. The foundation does instill some more stretching, but it works out a lot of mental and emotional thought patterns that don't need to be there. What this does is it allows you to become very, very aware of where your consciousness is focused at all times. This means that your decisions are your decisions. They are not subconsciously influenced, and you're not living your life in a sleeping state. This is important going into Heaven's Gates because we're going to be working with much more subtle energies. And this first portion can be dangerous if you are not well prepared. If you go into it and you use the senna, which is a laxative, meaning it is treated as a poison within the body, and you then the following day binge eat after purging and try and recover using the senna, you run the risk of severely damaging your nerves and your large intestine. Do not attempt this portion of the course until you're proficient with the material taught, the blossoming, and the foundation. There's a reason that I say don't approach this until you've given the other portions of the course your time. Trust me, you won't get the full benefits, and you can severely hurt yourself. So with that, let's get into the video. Hello and welcome to Heaven's Gates. You see, we started out with the blossoming, where we relieved this tension within the spine. We got the body all prepped up. Then we moved into the foundation, the foundational practices, a meditation, a breathing technique, and a stretch that we'll be building off on and using as our main template, our main formula for spiritual growth, for expanding our awareness. Gave you all that. Now we're moving on to Heaven's Gates. When I say the word heaven, what do you see? Is it the pearly gates? Is it a giant golden kingdom? Is it a beautiful field with an eternal spring, a nice cool breeze? Your body feels good. What does your body look like, and how does your body feel? Is it fit? Is it quiet? Is there no pain, no irritation, no heartburn, no bloating? How do you feel emotionally? Are you happy? Is there this subtle feeling of love just sitting in the background? You're relaxed. There's no need to worry. You're in heaven. It's an eternal vacation. Mentally, what are you thinking of? Is it empty? You have family members on your mind, friends, your significant other. Notice how much joy is within you, this beautiful state of being. It's heaven, right? Now take hell. What do you see there? Mountains of fire. Hear that? Oh, it's the screams of the tormenting. Look at your body. Is it covered in blisters? Is it scabbed? Is it gross? Is it deformed? Feel your insides. Intestines burning. Stomach on fire. Heart racing. I feel sweaty, gross, grimy. Emotionally, how do I feel? Regretful. I feel like I've sinned. I feel bad about myself. I don't want to be me. Mentally, what am I thinking? Just a quick little trip through heaven, a quick little trip through hell. But we didn't physically go there. We emotionally and mentally went there. So, what does that mean? Heaven and hell are merely states of being. Physically, doesn't really matter because we've all experienced an internal hell and an internal heaven despite our surroundings. I'm a barista. When someone tips me $5, I touch heaven for a little bit. When I spill a hot drink on myself, I dabble in hell for a few seconds. It's all an internal thing. So the gates of heaven are two things, in my opinion: the body and the mind. And this video is going to be dedicating to getting you past the first gate, which is the body. The body is the home of consciousness, the vessel in which consciousness can express itself. The body, though, really can limit or help expand the awareness. When you overeat yourself, you don't eat yourself. When you overeat, especially when you overeat on dense food, burgers, noodles, your body has to take the energy from somewhere to help break those things down. It's then going to make you very sleepy. It's hard for you to focus. It's hard for you to be sharp all around of your surroundings, and it's not conducive for meditation. This is one example of how when you abuse the body, you misuse the body and put it in a state of hell, lethargy, bloating, you're not really doing yourself any favor spiritually. But imagine when you work out and you give yourself a nice little smoothie, some juices. You feel good, you feel light, but you feel full of energy. You have more energy than when you started. And that is how eating should be. It should not just be to masturbate the tongue, masturbate the taste buds. It should be for the purpose of healing and getting things out that shouldn't be there. And this now leads into a little food plan that I'm going to give you. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a naturopath, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm just a guy on your screen. However, I've done the work with myself, I've made the mistakes, and I do have a clear way to clear out the body of fecal matter and things that shouldn't be there. And it's fairly easy. The hard part is, are you disciplined enough to actually follow through with it? The first thing I'd like you to get is this tea called senna. You can find it at Walmart. You can find it on Etsy. I'm sure you could find it at any store that sells tea. And if you can't find it in a store, I really do suggest go to Etsy and just find someone reliable. Senna is a laxative, and I'm really not advocating for you to take pills, mainly because of the other things that go into pills. Senna is a natural herb. It comes from the earth. You are only going to take it once, though, because laxatives are treated as a poison within the body. So what does that mean? Wherever that liquid goes, your body is going to have to evacuate those fluids. That's why laxatives soften your stool. There's so much water that goes into the colon because it's trying to evacuate poison. It's also going to irritate your large intestine, and I want to say your small intestine. Why is this bad? Because these muscles are already overworked with how much dense food we pack them with. If we eat 3 times a day, we should poop 3 times a day, but we don't do that. And you know why? Because 1, these foods are incredibly dry and don't have the moisture to pass as they should, and 2, our system is tired. We're running a sprint non-stop 24/7. So this laxative is going to very much overwork this system, but it's going to get a ton of the stuff out. From there, the next day, you should be drinking smoothies and drinking juices. You can either buy the fruit juices or press them yourself if you have a juicer. For smoothies, I love celery. Celery is incredible. I like to do celery, mango, and apple. I like to do mango, beets, and celery. Sometimes I'll add berries in, but for the most part, I enjoy a mango, celery, beet, mango, celery, apple. It's simple, and I want you to do it for like 3 days maximum. I really don't think you need to do much more than 3 days, but it will allow you to get used to a body that is not stressed, a body that is not distorted with so much matter inside of it that doesn't need to be there. As you drink these juices and as you drink these smoothies, since they have so much fiber, and for the majority they're just water, they're going to help you pass all these other things. And you can go more than 3 days if you're used to fasting and all these things. But if you're not, and this is a big twist, if you're literally going from eating rice and beans and meat and pizza, burgers, all that stuff, to attempting this, I suggest that you take half the portion of a regular meal that you have, whether it is like a burger, a burrito, rice, beans, just something dense. Eat half the amount that you would normally eat, and eat it very slowly. after you've done the cena and after you've had your smoothies and all this stuff, please try and stop eating at latest by 9 p.m. because you want to have your digestive system be at rest when you sleep. That is also something that a lot of us don't actually experience because we snack throughout the night, especially on sugar. And if you look at sugar, sugar is incredibly stimulating to the nervous system, and it kind of puts you in a state of anxiety. It's not good. I really suggest making half your diet fruit, 50% of it, make it fruit. I believe that fruit is natural medicine from the earth, plus it tastes incredible. Eat avocados. Avocados are so full of fat and so complete. I love it. Start drinking teas. If you want to go intense, get some distilled water, get some purified water from Brita, something like that, and live off teas for like a day or two. See really how much you can detox and how much you don't actually need, and you're just eating out of emotional stress. Really start being conscious of when you're eating out of emotional stress versus I actually need to get something out of me. And that's really how I want you to eat, is you want to get things out. Mentally, emotionally, and physically, eat to get things out, but do it consciously. Another thing I want you to avoid is going too far to one extreme, because if you go way too hard on this smoothie juice thing and you are just like, I need something, you're going to have to go to the other side to balance it out. And trust me, I've driven myself to terrible holes in life. Don't break the balance. Don't break the balance. You need to break your little smoothie and juice fast for something a little bit more dense. Don't kill yourself. I know I sounded hard earlier about it, but seriously, be kind to yourself. What you're doing here is you're trying to clean up the body and make it a more quieter space for you, so your intestines aren't so inflamed and so stretched out. Because as you start to do this, your intestines, your stomach, all of it will start to shrink back to their normal size as you clear all the stuff that doesn't need to be there. And as you clear all this physical stuff that doesn't need to be there, you're going to clear all this emotional and mental stuff that doesn't need to be there. And sometimes that can be hard. I'm serious. The first time that I tried this cena and smoothie thing, I didn't realize how stretched out my colon really was. And the colon is the large intestine. It travels all up here, so I'm not just talking about that area. And when it started shrinking, I didn't realize that I couldn't handle that void. I had been feeling this void all the time. And emotionally, when I was able to handle that and process that and get it out, then I was actually able to maintain a shrunken colon, an empty colon. That's what I mean by eat to get things out. Get out those emotional habits, those emotional eating habits, those mental thought patterns. What you're going to have is a very quiet and clean temple. As I said earlier, the body is the temple of consciousness, the home of consciousness. And when the temple is clean, it is very, very pure and perfect for meditation and for expanding the awareness. Now there's not so much noise going on distracting your awareness. You can now notice the subtleties in life, the little things that your mind's feeding you. And frankly, you're not going to be able to go into the second portion and get past the second gate if you don't have a quiet temple. And it really doesn't take that much time. I'm serious, if you buckle down for a week and go vegan for a week, even, you'll notice it, especially if you're not vegan. If you do this whole thing and you start eating just fruits and juices and maybe the occasional nuts and avocado to maintain that fat craving, I'm telling you, man, meditation will be so enjoyable for you. And really do the foundation meditation. This is building off the foundation meditation. You should not just be doing this alone. The foundation meditation, the breaths, will give you so much energy that you can bypass hunger so easily with it. And look at me. Look, I'm not incredibly anorexic. I'm not skin and bones. I have some chub to me. Quiet your temple. And then for a little bit, go back to what you were doing before and notice the difference. The foundation meditation, you should start practicing. You should be practicing at this point, being aware of that which is aware. And this is just going to further your awareness into what consciousness is really capable of. And again, please do this and please follow through with this, because you need a certain amount of awareness to actually get past the second gate. So, with that, I think I'm talking in circles now, so I'm going to end it. My name is JC. This has been The First Gate, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.